Hey everyone, welcome to Born Brazen, the podcast where we say the things everyone's thinking, but nobody wants to say out loud. I'm your host, Holly, and if you're new here, this space is all about being bold, being honest, and being unapologetically real. Because let's be honest, we were all born brazen. The world just taught us to tone it down. So if you've ever swallowed your truth, questioned yourself, or felt like you had to shrink to fit, you're definitely in the right place. Snapshot of my life lately. I said last week that I lost my wallet. Funny story. Did not lose my wallet. It was right where I left it. So replacing the cards, the IDs, the credit cards, all that good stuff. Didn't need to do it. Fun experience though. All right, let's get into the episode. I got a good one for you. Last week we talked about having a special guest, and we have one, Chaser. Talking about haunted houses and kind of what goes in between. So let's set the scene. It's Halloween season, spooky season. You're feeling a little more spooky than normal days, and you decide to go to a haunted house. Have some fun, laugh a little, pee a lot, the normal things. But have you ever actually thought about what goes on behind the scenes? Well, today we are diving right into it. So our guest today, as I said, is Chaser. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So starting out, I started, I want to say 16 years ago. I started as just an actor. I was raised into the haunt industry because my parents both started way back in the day. They, see, told you it was going to happen. But they started back in the day, just working in like small little town haunts. And so that's kind of like where, for me, it started. And then as I progressed in age and I got older, it's something that kind of just stuck with me. Because I guess when you're born and you're raised into it, it's like, okay, I'm already like seeing how to do the things, seeing how to like coordinate, seeing how to do all of that. So I started out super young. I started out at a home haunt, believe it or not, in my hometown. Just right down the road from me.
Look, honest to goodness, I said my perfect job would be to run a haunted house and scare the crap out of everybody. Now, from working in a haunted house, there's way too much work that goes into it. So not my cup of tea. However, that would be an excellent job.
And honestly, it has been. It's been something that a lot of people don't realize can be a job. You can convert anything that you're passionate about, especially these days, into something that's profitable. So for me, I didn't think this was going to be like a career type thing. I didn't think it was going to be a job. I just kind of said, hey, we're going to go, we're going to do it, we're going to have fun. I'm a kid, I want to scare people. You make money doing it? Absolutely. Like, who would not want to go get covered in fake blood and just run around and screaming at people? Because me as a child, that was like therapy. And even as an adult, you get to do that as an adult. Like, that's crazy. We did it together.
It's like Halloween 24/7.
And who doesn't want that? I mean, come on.
Look, Halloween is my favorite season out of them all. Christmas, don't care about. Easter, don't care about. Halloween is my favorite season. Have you ever seen the little girl? She's like blonde, she's super tiny, and she's like freaking bats. I freaking love bats.
I love that meme.
Yeah, she's like, Halloween is in my soul. I'm like, same girl. Halloween is in my soul.
That's practically all our soul is at this point.
Yes.
We've sold our soul to Halloween.
100%. So what is something that you feel people will be super surprised to learn about in a haunted house?
Believe it or not, there's an ongoing topic that I found, like, it's year to year with, it's so simplistic that it's laughable. It's the fact that people don't realize that when you're in the industry, it is actually a job. And I don't mean that as just like, okay, we're going to go scare people. It's you have to plan. You have to get things organized. You have to set the scene. You have to build the scene. Everything's always in motion and changing. So where you could tell me something in January, I'll have to have it pre-set up long before that. So basically you're doing math. You're having to coordinate. You're having to adjust. Well, hey,
not my strong suit, that's for sure.
But it's like, in doing that, people don't understand. Like, it's not just, hey, I'm walking into a haunt. I'm going to get scared. Yes. But there's different parameters behind it to where you have to have that planning because you don't want to see the same thing every single year. You want to go, you want to coordinate, you want to have a blueprint of, hey, I'm going to build this whole new set design, give a whole new like era to the year that you're going into of what I'm going to see monster wise, character wise, energy wise. Like it's a whole thing. And people just, it slips their mind because they're like, well, are haunts open year round? Yes, they are. It might not be month to month, but it's like one-off shows and here and there, but you have to coordinate to do that. And it's like, it blows people away every time. Like, yeah, I'm working year round doing it. It's a thing.
Yeah. So when I worked 1 year, one season at a haunted house, not for the week, I was tired all the time. My body hurt in ways that I never thought was actually possible. So you say that you change the scene all the time, but I know a lot of people when I was there, look for specific characters because they're very used to seeing them. They play a really good role. So how do you navigate changing that scenery, but kind of keeping saying that they come back, kind of keeping that person still in somewhat of the same role so people notice?
It's kind of like I've always referred to it as you see movies. Prime example. You want to have people who go see whatever movie you're going to go see. You want to have that attention grabber. You want to have that niche of I have a set topic to go off of, and then you can kind of go in and base everything else around that. So how you're talking about the little details are important because it's eye-catching to see if you have something well displayed compared to something that's just kind of thrown together. Because if you would have asked me when I first started out, I would have been like 2 or 3 walls and like a few little things. I would be like, that's a great concept. But going all the way up to my adult self now and wanting to see so much more because you're providing a show for people. It's a living film that you're walking into. So you're setting the standards of what you're walking into for the customers. So the more detail that you have, the more you're going to keep drawing people back. And then the more that you change those details over time and you're doing different topic points and you're doing different sets and scenarios and you're implementing like different energy levels and different actors. I mean, there's like your full recipe of just awesomeness right there because it's insane.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed when working is that you have to stay in character all the time. And that's really hard to do. Because it is a job, like you said, and even a regular job, you get 10, 15-minute breaks. And I know you get a little bit of breaks, like use the bathroom, but you're like peeing and going. Like there's no...
It falls to the wall.
There's no scrolling on your phone while you're taking a piss. I mean, it's like...
People still do that, though.
I was a good girl when I worked there.
It's like, hello,
it's not
time to go.
You're taking a number 2 because we got to go. We got to go.
Hey, when people know how to aim at least, right?
Well,
that's a different story.
That's debatable. That is definitely debatable. So you worked more at the managerial side of it. And I know that as with any job, there is always a little more of a backstory to what goes on. So the first thing that I'll kind of dive into with you is what is the culture like? Because I'm sure from the outside, it looks like that's nothing but fun. You just get to scare people. You get punched sometimes. Actually, I've gotten punched twice. And that's really hard to control when you just want to tackle somebody. But like, don't hit me, but you got to stay in character. Unless your character is to push somebody.
I'll allow it.
One time, just
one time.
Yeah. So what is from the outside looking in? It looks great. It looks fun. It looks entertaining. But being behind the scenes and seeing the culture, what's it like?
I think honestly, it varies depending on the season. There's some seasons where we've had where the actors, they didn't get it. They didn't fall into like the energy levels that we've needed, or, maybe characters weren't up to par even after training. Because basically when you're coming into the industry, or you're just coming into just being an actor on its own, you still go through a training process of, we're going to do the best we can to show you the ropes. We're going to, go through XYZ of like things to do, what not to do. I mean, you remember all the days that we had to go and, sit and take everybody through, and the little games we had to play, because that's a thing too. We play games, but they're not very fun games, but they're games. But overall, it varies from season to season. And this past season, I can openly say we had a great group of people, and the people are what make it out of everything. Because I've always said you can have all the bells and whistles, but it's the people that actually make the hunt worth coming back to, because you're never going to get the same energy that's presented, and you're also never going to have the same people. And even when we have the same people coming back and they're reoccurring because they love what they do, it's like they want to try something different. They want to branch out. They want to grow. And I think if you have that in the season and the overall atmosphere, you're going to keep having consistent people returning. That's also going to be a great turnout with them too, because they're having fun. They're enjoying it. And then on the managerial side, if they're doing good, nobody's getting injured, nobody's punching or getting punched, I mean, that's great. It makes our job easy. It makes their, jobs easy. And then everybody just has a fun night and a great season.
Don't let him play it down. So I know they come. So when you work at a haunted house, they come around. They can just come around and check to make sure that you need water. You don't need to go to the bathroom like for 2 seconds. Working with Chaser, he ran around. I think I saw him like, once every half an hour to hour, but he was just running. Like, you good? Yep. Okay. Keep going.
It's a constant like, hey, good. No, really bad.
Yeah.
Like you have that quick system because everything's so fast paced that you almost have to just kind of memorize everything, and you memorize everybody like in their spot. So when I'm sprinting through, I mean, I got called the Flash. I can't tell you how many times, especially when I did one of my red, like demon looking characters, because all you see is this little streak of red running through. Or it's like sometimes, and I will openly admit this, you'll see me running in high heels, and I'll just be full sprint, strutting my stuff as a...
I actually think I have a picture. So, might have been a long time ago.
It is facts. There are photos. Might be videos too, but...
Evidence tells the truth. So when you're talking about culture, I think from what I saw being is that everybody does get along. I never saw anybody that singled anybody out, because that was kind of the one thing that I was worried about coming in, is that these people have been together for years, and I was a rookie coming in trying to figure out what I was doing, and I know that Chaser was super nice and patient with me, because my whole thing is I did it for fun. I didn't do it for money, which that's a different topic. That's a whole different topic that we might get into. But yeah, it was more fun. So if I wasn't having fun, I was a little bit of a bitch, and I was like, yeah, I'm not having fun. So where else can I go? Or if the fog machine is on, I'm like, yeah, Chaser, I have asthma, so I can't be around. And he was very patient with me. So thank you for that.
Of course. It's all about having a good experience when you're there.
Yeah. And giving, I guess, a good experience to, your customers as well. Because that makes a huge deal. So talking about money.
Hey, we can go as deep as you want to go.
We're going to get back a little bit.
Bold and brazen, right?
Born brazen, my friends. So I know when I worked there, you get paid daily. When you show up, you get paid, which is nice. But so the haunt is, I know it's open year round, right?
Most haunts are.
I'm sorry.
The majority of the haunts are open year round. Before they tried to keep it a little less, but now in industry, everybody has that competitive rate of, we want to see like with different holidays, how many we can get in, all that. It's still fun. It's still, but from a business standpoint, everybody's in competition all the time. Yeah.
When I think it's hard too, is that, if you have a building, you're you're renting that building out, regardless if you're working or not.
Yeah, somebody's there at some point or something.
Somebody's got to pay the bills. And you can't go to the electric company and say, yeah, well, we only run for like 2 months out of the year. So if you can just like not charge us for this,
cut it off for just a smidge.
Just a little bit, probably not going to work. So since it's only open for like a couple of days here and there, but your biggest days are in October, which I'm sure you get a ton. How does the pay, you don't have to go into amounts, but how does the pay look like on the rest of those other days where they're not really making any money?
So with that, it kind of varies depending on where you're at. Because a lot of times in the industry, and especially when you're working at different haunts, everybody has different ways of doing things. I can say I've worked at I want to say it's been 3 separate haunts to where, the first one was like the baby haunt. Like that was baby me, don't know what's going on. I'm just happy to be going all the way up to now currently with everything. It's like night and day difference. But with the pay, it stems from, say, for example, management, upper management, then you have management, and then it just kind of goes like any job, any day-to-day job. And depending on what you're doing, what you're working with, or what, you're working for, that kind of varies the pay rate. So everybody's kind of at a different pay scale, depending on how in depth you want to go into it. Because there's some people who just want to be an actor. That's cool. But if you're doing that, as you know, you're only going to get paid a certain amount.
Yeah.
And if you're, wanting to kind of dive in a little deeper, a lot of times people don't realize it takes time. Like even for me, I started out as just an actor. And then I went from that, I moved my way up gradually, and I basically worked off of other people's failures. And it's seeing in those failures, and even in my own failures, what can I do to make this better? Not just for myself, but for everybody. Because when you're in a position of power, I've always said it's better to empower the people around you rather than just doing it with yourself.
Yeah.
There's no power in that.
I think that's the difference between a boss and a leader.
I agree.
Like in my last job when I was a manager, a boss is somebody that tells them what to do, a leader is somebody that shows them what to do. So yeah, I can totally understand how that comes into play. You said you've worked into different haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
How do you kind of, I don't know, differ between those haunted houses? Like what makes a good house and what makes a shit house?
I will say the first thing that pops in my head is a great team. If you love who you're working with, it makes any job that you're doing, even if it is a fun job, even more fun. Because then it's like, it's not work. You get to go with your friends. You get to, go do all of these things and have all these experiences together. And it doesn't feel like work. I think between that, having a good outlook on what you're doing and going in with like a good, perspective, just with the things that you have set in mind that's going to occur. And then how, even if something doesn't happen like that in the way that you want it, you have that backup plan of, So organization, big thing. And energy levels. Like
that's hard.
It's hard. And there's going to be nights where, or even days, it's like you're running at 20%. I've been there. I've been on 1%, and it's still, I'm full sprint. And I can openly say, with now looking at my more refined self, it's never something you should do.
You grew up.
I'm an adult now.
You're an adult. It's no problem.
I can reach the top shelf. Barely. But
hey, I can't. I'm still working on it. I'm much longer than you.
I got the heels for you.
Yeah, I can understand that. There's a lot of monster drinks that are involved, a lot of energy drinks.
A lot of food that should not be eaten before you go back to set, or you're going to go on set. That's a big one. Or a big thing is not eating at all. Health plays a big factor in the haunt industry, because I tell people this coming from, and this from being very into health and fitness. If you don't take care of yourself and your body, you can't do half the stuff that you're wanting to do within the haunt, because you don't realize how much it takes from you to not just do it one night, but to do it night after night after night, because some people stay in the same positions and other people will move them around. So they're doing, say you have a full weekend, you're doing a different thing every night. So there might be one night you need your voice, or there's one night where you need to be more physically active. And if you can't touch your toes, then I can't put you somewhere where I'm going to have you doing backflips.
I don't know if I've seen somebody do a backflip, but
I've done a partial.
Chase is, he runs by. Is that bird? Is that plane? No, it's Chaser. It's just running. What was that? Awesome. So how, when it comes to touching,
That's a big one. That's a very big one.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Touching, either the customer touching you or you touching the customer. I know I felt sometimes working there that I think I could get somebody a little more if you touch them.
Like it tickled the back of the ankle type thing.
I think I've like grabbed somebody's ankle before, and which was a risky move. It was a bold move, Cotton.
I didn't see it. I'll allow that too.
It was a bold move, Cotton. He could have kicked me, and he was real nice about it. So how would you handle either side? Like if somebody touched a customer and they complained about it, or if you are in a drop box and get punched in the face, in the chest, as I did.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That's
that was rough. How would you handle those different scenarios?
I think it kind of falls into the bracket of like 1, 2, and 3, 3 being the worst, 1 being like, because you have some scenarios to where it's like, you'll kind of get brushed over, and a lot of people, if you're not well versed in doing it, they'll be like, oh my gosh, they touched me. They're not supposed to do that. But it's like some people, they'll just get scared, or they don't see you as an actor. And it's like a little, you can kind of tell, like the more you do it, the more you can tell. If it's a 2, you can kind of gauge to where it's like the yellow light, like it's a little bit of a yield, draw back, because you can kind of see maybe they're scared. Maybe they're a little bit more, on the fist up type, because there's people that'll walk through and they're ready to go.
Someone pause.
Yeah, you got one pause that you got to either go this way or you're gonna get a right to the face.
Yeah.
But then you have 3. 3 is one that I unfortunately learned the hard way. I have been punched, I have been battered, I have been bruised. But with trial and error, you learn that body language is a big thing. Being able to read another person's body language, see their energy, see how they're feeling like psychologically when they're coming through. Because you can tell if somebody's generally scared, or you can tell if they're maybe intoxicated, or maybe they've done a little too much of something they're not supposed to do. Or, they're scared to the extent of, hey, maybe I have to take these people out, or they're a danger to my fellow actors and, everybody around us. So it's that 1, 2, 3 gauge of how bad is it?
Yeah. Well, I think that goes into when we're talking about like eating and things. If you don't or you do eat, because you're going to sweat. You guys, I have never sweated the amount of sweat in that place. Like it was harsh. So, like you said, factors of you're tired, you're hungry, you're sweaty. You don't know if people have drank. I know it's probably a rule of thumb that they can't come in if they consume alcohol. For the most part,
it depends on where you're at. Some places they will serve there, which I still never thought that was a fantastic idea. If you do it, by all means, more power to you. But it does create a scene of now you have to have extra eyes and ears on, the people coming through.
Yeah.
And it just kind of adds that effect of like that danger aspect to where you never want to have somebody who is just completely belligerent coming through, and it's just like, yeah, so now, we have to watch all these people that are just, doing whatever. They came from a party. Cool. Yeah. Now you don't know what's going to happen. So, and some of these new actors, they've never done it before. They're like in the position when you first started. It's like, you're new, you want to do things right, but you also, you want to have fun. You're not thinking this could potentially be a little bit dangerous, because there is a little danger with anything that you do, especially in this industry. Like you never know.
Yeah. I think I brought it up to you if I could like crawl on the ground and like,
it's like,
yeah.
Well,
No. why not? It'll be fun. He's like, yeah, no, you're not doing that. So I don't know if you've heard about, I don't know if it's called a haunted house, to be honest with you, but it was a place that I think in Alabama where it was considered a haunted house, but they were able to bring you in and to sign a release, and they like tortured you.
Oh, I know where this is going.
For like an X amount of time. And I've always been curious, obviously, from the outsider looking in, I'm like, why would you sign up to be tortured? I mean, that's a whole other kink that I.
Hey, don't keep saying. Some people like it. Some people, that's their thing. I've more power to you with that too.
Yeah,
but
what are your I guess what are your thoughts on those? Like, where does the line go from like haunted house scaring people to like full blown? And I think that guy has been shut down like a couple of times, and he just keeps coming back. He's like a gnat.
Well, from experience and with everything in the industry, I think for my personal opinion, if I can give my fine line, I would draw it right there, right where you just laid it. Because I think there's a difference between true horror and scaring somebody and having that fun aspect still to it while you're getting the storyline, compared to just a kink within torture or whatever you're going into. Because I can tell you from experience, just stuff that I've seen involving that haunt, major air quotes, that's not really something that the industry promotes. And it's not something that is considered haunt. That's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to have something to the side for my personal pleasure, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm really, if you haven't heard, which I'm sure everybody started, I'm really big in true crime. And you always hear about the McDonald triad, but I'm gonna say those kind of people have skipped that triad and then just went straight to. They just woke up and chose violence that day and never actually went back to sleep. They're still alive choosing violence.
They're still active.
They're still active in the community. The scary part is you don't know these people. Like,
no, I mean,
neighbor, and you're like, oh.
It's typically the people who aren't assuming that are the ones that are doing it. It's the quiet. It's always the quiet ones.
Yeah, it's always the quiet ones you got to worry about. Awesome. So getting into kind of, I feel like everybody in life at some point in time, we reach that happy middle where we're like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? And it may be monetarily, it may be energy, and maybe you want to start a family, whatever the case may be. Until we go into like a more, as I call it, big girl job, big boy job. What was, I know that you recently have shifted areas in life when it comes to employment, but what was that one moment that made you look back and say, okay, is this worth it? And what are my next steps?
I think the biggest shift is, for me personally, I'm 27. I've lived a decent, I know, everybody says, I get it. I'm young. I feel young. Trust me. But in my short life, I have had a lot of wisdom from trial and error and learning and processing. And I think within this year, I kind of knew last year, but going into this year with a lot of growth and changes that I've been making within myself, you can still love something and have a passion for something, but not have it completely control your life. And while the love and passion is still there, it's the fact that it took so much of me that I couldn't find me anymore in it. And when you're in a position of power and you're doing it the right way, you're not, hurting people in the process. You're not scheming. You're not, you're not being a snake. It drains you more because it takes more out of you to do the right thing. And I guess overall with that, with everything that I've done for everybody else, I got to a point of, I haven't done things for myself. I've done everything for everybody else. It's my turn to be selfish. It's my turn to grow on my terms, to figure out, what do I want? What do I want out of this? Because with this, it's a beautiful thing. You can make a career out of this. Because for me, what I used to do alongside managing, and a lot of people, I don't even know if you know this, I built costumes. I designed costumes. I still do it. I did makeup. I did the more creative side. That's what I love to do. I love to put something together, and even set design. And, granted, I love being a manager, and I love managing, and I love being the people for the people, but it comes at a cost. And it's when you take the time to sit with yourself, that's the question. Is the cost worth it? Is it worth sacrificing a life that I could have for one that I'm used to in comfort?
And your body and your mind. I mean, I think so much goes into it, and just, the structural part and being manager, which, been there, done that, never again. People make me not like people. But like you said, I think it's more on looking future. Like, am I going to be 60 years old?
Yeah, you see me with a cane and the high heels, I'm still kicking it.
Yeah, no more Flash. You were like, oh look, it's Jesus.
I'll be a dart, not a Flash.
Yeah. Come on, buddy, you got this. You can do this. Hey everyone, Holly here. If you are looking for a one-stop shop for custom items through Shopify, podcast, or website design, let Linktree do the work for you. Go to Linktree/BornBrazen to ease your day. Again, that's Linktree/BornBrazen, BornBrazen. You won't be disappointed. What advice would you give to someone thinking about working at Onnit?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think the best advice that I could give is, if you're going to do it, go full force. Make sure it's something that you're passionate about, but also know when it's time to go. Know when you're not being respected and valued in what you're doing, because the second you know that is the time to step away. Because anything that you want to do, whether it's you're going to a haunt, you're going to another job, you're, going into a new hobby, you want to make sure that you enjoy doing it. So my best advice would be, try it. Give it a shot. It's not for everybody. I've had people that I've worked with, they come 2 nights and they're like, they're gung-ho to start out with. We go through the whole interviewing process. It's like, cool. I'm excited. I see them bouncing off the walls. By the time they get through that first weekend, maybe it's 2 nights, maybe it's 3 nights, they don't want to do it again. We either don't hear from them, they don't show back up, or it's just like, bye, can't do it, not for me. And more power to you. You tried something. You did something that most people don't even want to take those first steps in anything. So try it. That's my best advice to anybody for anything.
And you're not too old. I'm turning 40 this year.
I don't see any gray yet.
That's because the guy blonde. Good tip, ladies. Blonde hair covers the gray all the time.
No box dye. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
It's a professional thing. So funny story. I box dyed my hair when I was in high school. To turn it blonde for my senior pictures. And my senior pictures have orange hair.
Ooh.
100%. My parents were, that I have a senior picture with bright orange hair. So ladies, no box dye. You got to give a little extra pay to get it done professionally. So anything else that you think that people should know about the spookies of haunted houses?
Honestly, I think it's just the fact of like it's exciting, it's fun to work in, it's a great industry to be in. It's something that, you know, if you are a creative mind and you love exploring into different things, or if you just love like scary things in itself, or like how we are, we're just like Halloween year round. Like it, you've seen me, you've seen my wardrobe. It's literally all spooky things 24/7. So it's anybody who has that love, I would say it's a great outlet. And then on top of that, something that a lot of people don't talk about, but within the haunt, you find a culture that is unlike any other. Being around like-minded individuals is something that's going to skyrocket anybody to success because you have that support system. And a lot of times I saw it more with the actors because they're boosting each other up. I can do that. You know, any other manager can do that for an actor, but to have fellow actors have that bond of, yes, it's a little bit of trauma bond, but you have that bond and you build friendships, and a lot of them are long lasting. There might be people that, you know, we've talked about this, you might not see ever again, but there's some people that those are your ride or dies. And I'm fortunate enough to be in that, so where with stepping away and stepping back, it's like I still have a lot of great people in my corner. If I were to call them right now, they'd be like, yeah, we're right there, come on right now. And a lot of people can't say that. So I think just the culture alone, if you're an outcast and you're somebody who is looking for somewhere to go, it's the best place to go.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I am a weirdo. I'm very, very brazen, and I'm a very weird person. Like I said, I like Halloween, black's my favorite color, the whole 9 yards. But I will say the first time I stepped into there, I was like, oh,
It's different.
this is unique.
It's very different, and you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. And I have a lot of friends from there that I still talk to, even though I don't go there anymore because, you know, I have life that happens and I'm not getting any younger. So, but yeah, I think that's awesome. Well, Chaser, thank you so much for being here and delving into all of the spookies that come with in and out of the haunted house. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will be out of town next week, so no episode for next week. But go on to Spotify or YouTube. You can find all the previous episodes that we've had. If you go on to Spotify or YouTube, please make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, get notifications. That really, really helps support and build the podcast. As you guys know, this is my baby, and I'm really trying to grow it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, stay positive, stay brazen.